First, I'd like to say thank you to Boone for the honor of having the privilege of giving my the final remarks today. The news journalist Dan Rather said, "The dream begins with a teacher who believes in you, who tugs and pushes and leads you to the next plateau, sometimes poking you with a sharp stick called truth." This applies to all the instructors here at the School of Information Technology and Communication Design. But for me personally, this applies to Dr. Boone Sue, who has gone above and beyond the normal pushing and prodding. For her, I am sure getting me to where I am today must have been like a blacksmith trying to hammer cold iron, a very tough and unforgiving process. Nonetheless, here we are, the latest masters of instructional science and technology, who owe a great debt of gratitude to those who guided us along the way. In thinking about my remarks today, I couldn't help but reflect on the many things that we've learned throughout the program. One of the first things a MIS student learns, even at the first face-to-face in my case, was something called the ADDIE model, A-D-D-I-E. The letters representing the 5 phases for building effective training: analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. For those of you just starting out, these 5 letters are worth memorizing and remembering. They will be an effective reminder of the instructional design process and will help you along the path in the event you get lost somewhere along the way. But for our purposes here today, I thought I would offer a reinterpretation of the ADDIE model. A model for those of us graduating and moving on to the next phase in our goal of lifelong learning. The letters are the same, so hopefully you might remember them, but the meanings have changed. And I apologize in advance if messing with the sacred ADDIE model in this way is somehow blasphemous to any instructional designers. First, A for achieve. A man, most likely unknown to most of you, named Jack Kinder, once proclaimed that high achievement always takes place in a framework of high expectation. I hope that none of us will be happy for very long with the achievement that we have reached today. This should only be the start of a new beginning, merely a stepping stone to greater things in our futures. We have, or we should, and I am sure we are very proud of what we have accomplished, and rightly so, we have earned it. But achievements aren't necessarily measured by degrees. They can also be measured by daily acts of learning and striving for self-betterment and in serving others. Set for yourself high expectations and avoid the pitfalls of disappointment if sometimes you miss the mark. The reward after all is in the journey. The point is to be constantly moving in the right direction. D for design. This should be easy to remember. Starting from today, design a future for yourself that incorporates what you have learned here. Like setting for yourself high expectations, we must make and design a plan for growth that not only benefits ourselves, but those we touch along the way. A general contractor cannot build something worthwhile without any design or plan. Neither can we hope to achieve anything worthwhile without one. The next P for dream. Irma Bombeck once said, "There are people who put their dreams in a little box and say, 'Yes, I've got dreams, of course I've got dreams.' Then they put the box away and bring it out once in a while to look at it, and yep, they're still there. These are great dreams, but they never get out of the box. It takes an uncommon amount of guts to put your dreams on the line, to hold them up and say, 'How good or how bad am I?' And that's where courage comes in." I for imagine. Albert Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." Nobody had greater imagination than Thomas Edison. In his late 60s, Edison's warehouse containing most of his inventions and prototypes burned to the ground. During the fantastic fire, Edison's daughter saw her father running toward her, yelling at her to go get her mother. Edison exclaimed, "Go get your mother, she'll never see a fire quite like this again." Interestingly enough, most of Edison's inventions that we know of today came after that cataclysmic event. Edison had imagination. Finally, E for endure. We live in difficult times, politically and certainly economically. Seems like every day we see something on TV or read something in the news that reminds us of how fragile our society can be. I found the following quote on endurance. "Endurance is the ability to sustain over time, to call from ourselves renewed commitment and effort when we are confronted with challenges of hardship. Endurance often requires tolerating discomfort and may call on us to reach for resources and stamina that we are not certain we possess. Endurance means that we remain steadfast even though criticism, monotony, and discouraging odds." My hope is that we can apply this ADDIE model to our daily lives. Achieve, design, dream, imagine, and endure. Exciting times await us out there. Good luck to all of you, and I offer my highest hopes for your future accomplishments and wish you all a pleasant, happy Christmas holiday season.
thank you very much, Rob, for the excellent speech. And just for your information, he was volunteering to this. And by the time I announced the closing remark, how come I don't know I'm doing this? So you did wonderful job. Thank you. And these are our 5 presentations, and they all did a marvelous job. And let's give them another round of applause. So we wish everyone good luck on your career, and keep in touch with us, and happy holidays.